Case, we're here, man. We are on live television right now.
Man, we did it again, dude. We did it again every night, man. Why wouldn't you want to be live? Why wouldn't you want to be live with these games, dude? You're sitting at your couch. I'm at my couch. We're going nuts. This is great, man. This is playoff baseball. I'm not going to lie to you, Chinch. I'm a little jealous. Like, Matty Q is a good buddy of mine. Vance Wilson is a good buddy of mine. You know, AJ Hinch, playing with the Tigers. Like, it just brings you back to those feelings of, like, this is exactly where you want to be as a player. Like, you want to be in the postseason winning games. And that's why when you go back and look at the Braves, all those teams that won, 14 divisions and the Yankees, all those years winning and stuff like that, like, this is where you want to be. That's why you play on those teams. That's why you play the regular season games. I'm watching it now. Yeah. I'm a 50-year-old, obviously retired baseball. I'm an analyst now for 16 years, but I still see that and I know that feeling. And I'm like, oh, I want that feeling. I want that dopamine rush. I want that, that excitement they're having right now. They're all jumping around, got the champagne going. Like, the atmosphere is so different in the playoffs. It's just so cool, bro. Let's go.
So cool. Hey, this – I keep all month long I've been saying your Detroit Tigers because Sean Casey was a Detroit Tiger. Yeah. Was that hit today the biggest hit for the Detroit Tigers since your home run in the World Series? I thought about that. I'm not,
Dude, no. Dude, there's been some big – don't forget about Magglio Ordonez sending us to the World Series on a walk-off against Oakland. I mean, there's been some big hits. But, and obviously this is still the first round. It's exciting to move on, get out of this wild card round. Now you feel like you're really in the playoffs. Division series coming up. You got the Tigers taking on the Guardians, and then you got the Royals going to New York, which, by the way, I'm going to be in New York on Saturday. I'm, like, debating whether to go or not. Maybe we should go.
How about that?
Yeah, which is cool. But anyway, that was such a huge hit by Ibanez. It just, every button that AJ Hinch has pushed for these last couple months has worked. They had 7 pitchers today they used. Ibanez was a pinch hit at that time, bases loaded. They told Ibanez before the game, we're going to need you. You're going to come up in a situation when the lefty comes up late, we're going to need you. And Ibanez said after the game, I was prepared. I knew I was coming in. I was looking at Hader's film, all that stuff. And he put together a great at-bat, 9 pitches, I believe, then got a fastball. And the one thing about when you face Hader, although he's nasty, you're getting a heater. You're getting a fastball. You could almost sit dead red. So you got a shot, especially for your right-handed hitter, in that ballpark. So it was a great at-bat, dude. It was a bullet into the corner, scored all 3 runs. It's just exciting, Chinch, because I know as a former Detroit Tiger in a run where we went to the World Series in 06 and we won 90-some games in 07 to get to the playoffs, but I know how incredible that city is when this team wins. And they haven't been in the playoffs since 2014. You could see they had a viewing party at Comerica Park. A lot of fans were there. This city's rocking right now, fired up for this team.
And it's not just winning. Like, it's how they won. I got some stats here that are just bazonkers. Yeah. August 10th, the Detroit Tigers were 55-63. That's one stat.
Wow.
Another stat.
Dude, August 10th.
Yes. Youngest team in baseball, okay? Their entire roster, this active roster that they had, is getting paid less this year as a roster than Josh Hader is. He's at like $19 million, and their active roster today was like $18.6 million, and they knocked him out, and they knocked the Astros out, who have been in the playoffs for the last, I think it's 79 straight years. I'm kidding, but
yeah, seriously, seven straight years. This would have been their 8th.
Unbelievable. I mean, what a run they made. And like you said, AJ Hinch, he's bringing dudes that are 21, 22 years old to pitch today. It didn't work out all the time, but it's AJ Hinch. We're not even doing that storyline. He's the former manager of this team.
Right.
It's an unbelievable story.
Really took the, really went down with that ship with the, he got suspended a year, all that stuff, but that's over with.
Yeah.
And you got to love that the Detroit Tigers owner, put his neck out there and said, you know what? People make mistakes. It's time to forgive and move on, and we're going to give you another shot to redeem yourself. And bam, he has. And, you got to give a ton of credit to AJ Hinch. This is such a young club, one of the youngest clubs in the game. He's really used that bullpen to another level. Kind of looks like the Rays, how the Rays have used their pen over the years. And I think, Scott Harris and that front office, that, the new GM that came in, and also Greenberg that came in too. I mean, these guys are studs. These guys were with Theo Epstein in the Chicago Cub front office. These guys know how to put together a team, know what a good team looks like, know what a good bullpen looks like, and know how to develop, especially with a guy like Skubal who won game one. So it's exciting, man. It's exciting for the Tigers, exciting for that city, and exciting for that young team.
How about that city, dude? January 14th, the Lions, they won a playoff game for the first time in 32 years, and now the Tigers are in there for the first time in 11 years. And as you said, you played in that city, dude. It's a sports city, right?
Motown, baby. Motown, the Motor City. These people are blue collars. They come, you know what I mean? The union workers, the auto industry, the Detroit Tigers. John Kank is out there too, my man. There's so many. It's an incredible place, dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Callahan Auto Parts, man. Tommy Callahan's proud up there.
Tommy Callahan.
Hey, all right. So now the Royals go out and they just sweep the Orioles. They didn't just sweep the Orioles. I think they basically stole their bats and hid them for this series.
Dude, let's look at that. Some of the stats. Yeah, I have the line right here.
Okay.
In one run in two home games. Gunnar Henderson 0 for 7, 4 punchies. Adley Rutschman 1 for 8, 2 Ks. Ryan Mountcastle 0 for 7, 4 Ks. Santander 1 for 8, 2 Ks. Jordan Westbrook 1 for 6. Colton Cowser 1 for 7, 3 Ks. At the end of the day, that's your 6 horses. And between those guys, they had 1, 2, 3, 4 hits between their big guns in a 2-game series. I don't know if it's the great Royals pitching or the bad hitting. Now, here's the one thing about the postseason, Chinch, and this is what I talk about all the time. Like, for teams that punch out a lot, for teams that can't put the ball in play or can't get runners on or don't get on base, at the end of the day, you're facing great pitching is always going to beat great hitting. So you're running into a Cole Reagans who's out there dominating that bullpen. It got hot too. And when you go look at this matchup, you got Seth Lugo went out there and did his thing today too. So, you got to find a way to get timely hitting. And you look at these things. Bobby Witt Jr., once again, our man Vinny P, baby. Vinny Pasquantino's back. Got a nice single today to get the party started 1-0. But how about Bobby Witt Jr., dude? Guy on third, hits one up the middle. Unbelievable play by the second baseman, comes up throwing. The only guy he probably doesn't throw out is Bobby Witt Jr. Safe, 2-1 ball game. Royals are moving on. Matty Q and the boys. Let's go. On their way to the Bronx, baby, for Saturday's showdown with the Yankees. Let's get it.
April 7th, 2022. Bobby Witt Jr.'s first major league hit is a tie-breaking game-winning RBI hit. October 1st, 2024. First postseason hit is a tie-breaking game-winning hit.
Yeah.
We've been saying, Bobby Witt Jr. was in any other season, he's the MVP of the American League.
Yeah.
And for him to be the guy that does it there, and hats off to that pitching staff, though. They were the Orioles were fourth in runs scored during the season in Major League Baseball. They were, they really did they are one of those teams that struggled down the stretch, and it kind of stuck with them, don't you think?
Oh, dude, I know down the stretch they struggled for like the last 90 games. Literally, I don't know exactly what the record was, but I know it was under 500 or right around 500. They were just an average team, when you go back and look at it. And you look at today, Chinch, when you look at that box score. Lugo went 4.1, but they went to their bullpen in the 5th.
Yes.
And that bullpen was just shut down all the way, man. They were absolutely dominant. I don't know if the bullpen hasn't given up a run yet in those first 2 games. And, and you got to give it to the Orioles too. They did well, dude. Eflin went 4 innings, only let up 1 run. Brandon Hyde did a good job with his bullpen too. But at the end of the day, it wasn't enough. At the end of the day, that's why, bro. I said it before: pitching and timely hitting. Well, how do you get timely hitting? You got to get guys on base. You got to get guys opportunities to get the timely hits. And we just saw for the Orioles today. They had 6 hits and 2 walks.
Yep.
And the Royals had 9 hits and 4 walks. So they gave themselves a few more opportunities to get those runs, and they got it, man. 2-1. That's all you need. Just need to have one more run than the other team in this postseason. That's how you move on, man. Because you're going to see the reason these teams are in the postseason, Chinch, is because they all got good pitching, man. They all have the best pitching in baseball. That's why you got to figure out a way to manufacture runs when you get to October.
Yeah, I buy that. And dude, I keep going back to it. The Tigers jumped and here and back and forth, and it wound up being like the Astros got like they were not going to play the Tigers about a week and a half ago. I mean, nobody was about 3 weeks ago until the Tigers got hot. But you wind up now, you're looking at Tigers and the Guardians. I almost said the other name, and then the
Right.
Royals and the Yankees. If you're this is the one thing that's frustrating to me. Like you forget that these guys are just sitting at home. Like, how badly are they chomping at the bit to play a baseball game right now?
Dude, you're like, let's go. You almost feel like, okay, the game's over today. Let's start on Friday. Everyone gets a day off. They fly in. Let's start Friday. Like, I know you have to set it up for TV, and that's the problem with the postseason. You have to set it up for TV because obviously the commercials and the sponsors pay the bills at the end of the day. But if you're a player, dude, that's why I look at these teams. I'm like, I kind of like the teams that are playing right now because you want to keep playing. You want the rhythm. You want the timing. You don't want to sit for 6 days. Now, because at the end of the day, okay, so say you're cold for one game, that could cost you. One game in a 5-game series is like 2 in a 7-game series. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, I don't love it. It feels so weird watching these teams just sitting there and they're like, they'll be playing on Saturday.
I know.
Wow.
And think about it too.
That's 2 All-Star breaks, dude. That's 2 All-Star breaks to put it in perspective. 2 All-Star breaks.
How about this perspective too? Like Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge and Bryce Harper are not. We're watching playoff baseball. And we haven't seen them yet. We haven't even seen them yet.
Right.
And this has already been a great series so far. This as we're speaking right now, the Mets are up 3-1 on the Brewers, looking to close that series out. And we both agree the Padres are just scary looking right now, and the Braves are banged up. But we are in good shape here. Good start. The
Braves are up as we speak. Braves are up 1-0. 1-0 in the first on the Padres. Let's see how they got it. Michael Harris with a hit. Looks like Ozuna, sack fly Ozuna, 1-0 Braves. So
there you go.
But the Padres came out with 2. The Padres got 2 hits in the first. So go ahead.
Okay. Oh, I was going to say, how about on the flip side? Talk about Jackson Chirios right now, real quick. How much of a superstar this kid is. Carlos Mendoza was asked about him before the game, and he's like, "That is going to be one of the most special players we've ever seen." And he hit a home run in this playoff game at 20 years old. To start
and go back and look at it too. It was off Mania. It was a pitch middle, away. It wasn't like, and then he just rocketed it to right field. We've already seen him hit a couple balls off the scoreboard out there in Milwaukee. Dude, that's why they signed him. I think they signed him like last year or before this season at like a $70-80 million deal.
Yeah.
And when he was like 19, they're like, "Hey, we're going to give you $80 million because we know what this looks like. We've seen this movie before. You know what I mean? You're going to be a star."
By the way, I'm going to bring this one thing up because it was really funny when it happened. Because I'm sitting watching the game with my wife, who's extremely vesting interest in the Mets. And you and I are on the phone, and Pete Alonso hits that ground ball.
Yeah,
and we're all like, "Oh my God, he didn't run it out! I thought that was the end of his Mets career right there.
Yeah, dude, hits the ball. Adames makes a great play, and I'm like, "Oh, good. Well, at least they're going to get a run first and third. Alonso's going to beat it out." He's halfway down to first, but it turns out he tripped over his bat.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Bad time to trip over your bat, dude. Because like I said, runs are at a premium, man. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite him.
Yeah. Well, by the way, also as fans, you're sitting there and they have to go right to break after because they have those long commercial breaks. So they go right to break. So for about 3 minutes, every New York fan was like, "Don't sign him. He's a bum."
Oh yeah. Are you serious? Were they saying that, or you just thinking they were?
No, absolutely. If you want on the internet, bum, you got to run that out. And then they come back from break. He almost broke both of his ankles, rolling over like a mob rolling back. Anyway, all right. Continues to be fun, dude. We got more action tonight. We got more stuff tomorrow.
Yeah,
look at us. We're like moonlighting, and then we're early birds.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow with all the highlights and everything on the mayor's office. Tune in if you, like I said, if you haven't listened to us, YouTube, Believe, wherever you get it, Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts, come find us. But we'll have some good stuff tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Can't wait to see how these games turn out tonight. 1-0 Braves, bottom first. Mets up 3-1 right now, bottom 4.
Yep, we'll be recapping.
And then the Tigers are moving on, and the Royals are moving on, bro.
Your Detroit Tigers, Sean.
Hey, hang on.
Oh, wait, what do you got?
Is this doing any talking, Chinch?
2006
World Series. That's my hat. Let me see if it fits. Oh my God, that's where my head's growing.
Hey, say a message to your Detroit Tigers fans before you go. Talk to them directly into the camera ring.
All right, I just put on my 2006 World Series hat. I just want to say to the Detroit Tigers, let's go, baby. You know it. It's not easy to get to the postseason, and it's not easy to win a round in the postseason. You're on to the division series. Let's go. Who's your Tiger? Motown's going to be rocking coming up soon, baby. Let's go. Hang on. Let me get my World Series bat, too. It's over here.
Okay, go ahead. Sean Casey is very fired up as an alumnus of the Detroit Tigers. That's it.
This is the bat. I hit two home runs with this bat. Look at
No,
all
it's
all
not.
the pine tar. You see the pine tar?
A little bit. Wait, that's the bat. That's the.
This is the
World
bat
Series?
right here. I was using Old Hickory, and I was using a AP1. Albert Pujols won. It was a 34-32. This thing was so hard, dude. I was using it in batting practice and games. I was barreling everything for like 2 months. I used this bat. It just kept getting harder. It was incredible.
That's great. All right, there you go, fans.
All right, man. See you, brother. See you tomorrow.
See ya.
Let's go.
See ya.